Hi everyone, and today we'll talk about new class system called Class Mastery in Elder Scrolls Online that is coming to update 50, how to get it, what is it, how to use it, so let's dive right into it. Class Mastery is a new class system that's coming in update 50 on June the 8th. It's part of Season 0 content and it's addition to your class skill line. So every single class from Elder Scrolls Online, currently there are 7 classes in Elder Scrolls Online, will get additional some sorts of passive skill lines, passive abilities, 5 passive abilities for each single class, and you can choose 2 passives of that 5 abilities in total. And it will boost your class skill lines even further. To be able to use class mastery system, to get access to the class mastery system, you need first to reach level 50 for all 3 of your classes skill lines, and the easiest way will be, as always, to farm arenas or to farm dolmens, dark anchors. Fastest way will be in a Lickers desert zone, or for example visiting Spellscar or Skyreach in Craglorn zones. You are leveling here your skill lines pretty fast, or you can as always run dungeons, pretty everything, but that particular activities will be much faster and much more efficient than anything else. So we'll level up your class skill lines and be not actively using the subclassing system. Class mastery options are hidden while using subclassing. So this is the way how ZeniMax Online Studios trying to move your focus from using subclassing to regular 3 class skill lines builds. And it's really good because nowadays people are using subclassing quite a lot. Almost every second person in dungeons, on battlegrounds, everywhere in Cyrodiil, in Imperial City using subclassing. And I can't say that subclassing is that strong. It's not stronger than just regular builds. It's just additional freedom for you to try different builds. And Elder Scrolls Online in general, it's about freedom to play however you want. In most of the aspects. We're not talking about seasonal system, it's topic of another video. And it's really good addition, and it will additionally reward you for playing with your 3 class skill lines, and it's really good addition. So let's dive directly. Why do you need to move to and try 3 class skill lines builds? Again, you will see how strong it is. As already told you, you will get 2 class mastery points in total, and you can choose 2 passives from that 5 passives in total. Every single class will get 5 passives, and you can choose up to 2 for yourself. And so are these particular passives you can choose from. For Templar, it's Bastion of Light. Heals you for every second that Sacred Ground is active. If you are at full health after the heal, you generate ultimate while in combat. Devout Guardian gives you a damage shield while Sacred Ground is active. The shield also grants health, magicka, and stamina recovery while active, and if it breaks, you gain ultimate. Bright Harbinger upgrades rank 2 of Illuminate to grant the affected group members weapon and spell damage, with a greater increase for you. Judgment's Brand upgrades rank 2 of Burning Light to increase your damage done with Templar abilities a few seconds after activating. Steadfast Candescence increases the amount of damage you can block while stationary and causes you to gain Sacred Grounds while bracing. For Sorcerer, it's Conservation of Energy. Upgrades rank 2 of Blood Magic to also activate of any ability with a cost, excluding cost per tick abilities, and to also restore magicka and stamina upon activation. Font of Power upgrades rank 2 of Exploitation to also activate of any sorcerer ability and grants you weapon and spell damage based on your max magicka or stamina, whichever is higher. Static Reverberation causes your damage and attacks to have a chance for every percentage of missing health the target has to trigger an additional hit of shock damage. And this chance is further reduced for every permanent pet you have active. Calculated Defense. Gain a damage shield when you use a sorcerer skill with a cast time. The strength of the shield is based on your max health. If the shield does not break before its duration runs out, you and nearby group members gain bonus weapon and spell damage. Sphere of Influence causes your damage shield abilities to grant an additional damage shield to the target that absorbs a percentage of max health as damage, scaling with the higher of your max magical health. Targets also gain health, magicka, and stamina recovery. Nightblade. Nocturnal Inspiration. Upgrade Rank 2 of Hemorrhage to have a chance equal to your weapon critical chance to grant you ultimate. An Eye of Exploitation increases your weapon and spell damage and reduces your damage taken, both based on your target's missing health. Buff and Beyond increases your critical damage and healing. It also increases your maximum potential critical damage and healing. Cutthroat's Focus causes you to briefly dodge incoming attacks when activating an Nightblade ability while bracing. Dodging any attacks through any means causes your attacker to take increased damage. Share the Spoils upgrades rank 2 of transfer to double the ultimate you gain from it, while also granting the nearest group members magicka, stamina, and ultimate upon activating. Dragon Knight recently reworked class. Inexorable Descent upgrades Landslide to also grant potency to damage and healing done, and damage shield strength per stack. Potency 2 means this bonus applies to the base calculation of these events, causing it to become multiplicative with other bonuses. Booming Voice upgrades rank 2 of the Storm Voice to also grant health, magicka, and stamina recovery per ultimate spent. Wildfire Embers. Your Dragon Knight damage over time effects now apply an additional dot when they end. This effect stacks, increasing in damage the more stacks you apply. Resolute Defense increases the amount of damage you can block by every second you remain bracing. Blocking has a chance to restore stamina. Leads from the Front upgrades rank 2 of the Storm Voice to also apply Major Berserk and protection for a time depending on ultimate spent to you and group members. Warden. Tundra's Maw upgrades the shield status effect to also apply Major Brittle upon application. Wild Adaptation increases your weapon and spell damage for each status effect your target has on them. And also this can apply to friendly targets. Glacial Obstinance upgrades bonds with nature to also trigger off activating Winter's Embrace abilities and causes the effect to grant you weapon and spell damage if you are at full health after the heal. Greenkeeper's Hide reduces your damage taken for every status effect on your attacker. Bountiful Harvest upgrades rank 2 of Nature's Gift to grant you and your group major heroism and additional magicka and stamina. But about Warden, just look for this little note, it's quite important. Warden's passives are generic and number focused, while ZeniMax Online Studio is working on the class refresh experience for the class. So some things from that passives can be changed because class also will be refreshed and looks like it will be remade not in the way how Dragon Knight was refreshed, because in general Dragon Knight just got some several damage buffs. Every single build I've tried stayed pretty the same, just overall DPS raised by 1 or 3k. And they simply just removed poison from Dragon Knight and just made it just tough stony fire class. And probably they are moving poison to some. Probably they are remaking the whole poison system in the game, so they are removing different poison skills to poison system. Crafting poisons you can slot on your character, or probably they are moving poisons to Nightblades refresh, and it will be just a killer feature of Nightblades and major points of Nightblades direct approach builds. But in general, so you can see that Wardens will be, based on that little note, Wardens will be remade and refreshed in much bigger and in different ways than Dragon Knights. It won't be just several adjustments and visual changes. It will be something much bigger. So probably it will be the most changed class among all the classes that they're trying to refresh and remake. So we will see. Necromancer, nothing wasted. Upgrades rank 2 of corpse consumption to grant a stack of nothing wasted when you consume a corpse. Each stack of nothing wasted increases your max health, weapon, and spell damage. Stacks of nothing wasted decay in sets of 3 rather than all at once. Malevolence Promise upgrades rank 2 of corpse consumption. When you consume a corpse, you mark the nearest non-player enemy with Death's Touch, allowing you to use corpse consuming skills on them. Using this effect triggers rank 2 of Death's Gleaning and rank 1 of corpse consumption's ultimate generation. Cycle Unending upgrades rank 2 of reusable parts to also increase your potency of damage done based on how much more health you have than your enemy. Pounds of Flesh grants you a chance when taking damage to restore health and some of your missing stamina up to once every second. This chance increases for every percentage of missing health you have. Whales Forfeits activates when directly healing a target below 66% health, which allows you to use a corpse consuming ability against them. Passively increases the duration of any source of major vulnerability you apply. And Arcanist. Abyssal Emergence upgrades your Arcanist ultimates to immediately generate cracks upon activation, while also granting weapon and spell damage after activating. Fatal Alliance upgrades rank 2 of Implacable Outcome to also generate cracks upon activation to grant weapon and spell damage. Unbound Potential upgrades rank 2 of Fated Fortune to also increase your damage done. Erudite's Rigor upgrades Fate's Worn Armor to also apply minor cowardice to your attacker and major vitality to you and your group, while granting your ultimate based on the amount of crooks you have. Inkscribe's Swerve enables you to generate a crux when you heal or overheal while in combat. Generate crux this way applies major force to you and your group. So you can see quite a lot of different additions to your current builds. So now you get even more freedom to play how you want. Our classes are becoming even stronger, extremely stronger. They are still very strong. Subclassing not changing anything. Subclassing just giving you additional freedom, and old builds they are the same strong like they were. And in addition to class refreshes, by the way, Dragon Knight refresh was, in terms of gameplay, is really good. There are several, at least I have quite a lot of questions in terms of visuals, because Dragon Knight is the most flashy class right now. It's just look at Dragon Knight. It's just a shining Christmas tree. And especially when you are playing first person, when you're using Dragon Knight's Fiery Breath, it's previous Noxious Breath, previous Fiery Breath and Smurf skills. It's literally just difficult to look at the screen because it's extremely flashy. It's really just the most flashy and shining class in the game. Even it's more shining than Templar. So I really hope that they do something to the visuals, but overall gameplay-wise changes are really good. And that particular addition, that passives, class mastery passives, also extremely good because it's making your classes even stronger, and it's also benefiting you from playing just full class skill lines builds and not using subclassing. Because subclassing is really good, you can make really strong combinations, but it doesn't mean that subclassing is stronger than regular builds or that regular builds are stronger than subclassing. They are trying to make everything, they're trying to give you even more freedom to play how you want, and it's extremely good. So we will see update 50 in general. Still this whole year, almost everything the Max Online Studios implemented and keep implementing is really good. The only problem is seasonal system itself. Again, I will make another video about seasonal model, because Night Market, this new DLC with tons of new content, tons of new activities, new storyline, it will live. everything will leave at the end of the system, so you get very limited time to enjoy it. After that, say hello to Diablo 4, to Destiny 2, everything will leave the game. So if you don't have time right now to play it, it's just your problem. You need to play it right here, right now. And it's a very big downside because Elder Scrolls Online is story oriented mainly MMORPG, and everything in that game you can enjoy at your own pace, except for the new seasonal system. So I really hope they will change something, because it's a very, very bad practice. It's very bad practice, this overall seasonal model with living seasons, with living stories. But this skill mastery system, it's another 2026 addition to the game that is extremely good, and there are tons of things to test out, and there are tons of really, really useful things for every single role, no matter which role you are playing, which class you are playing, which activity you are playing, for both PvP and PvE, for tanks, healers, for damage dealers, for pretty everyone, even for roleplay. There are really, really good additional things, and this overall class mastery is something very that will shine in the game if they in the state how it's described in this article. It's something that will really add joy and fun to the game, and will develop build crafting even further, and will get additional freedom and opportunities to play whichever and however you like in Elder Scrolls Online. So here it is, guys. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for channel if you want more videos like this. Also check out different guides, builds, or reviews on Assassin's Creed series, The Division series, Elder Scrolls Online. Also check out different playlists with different guides, builds, and overviews on different titles. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Good luck.